What's up, guys? It's your boy Sully. Welcome to vlog number 3. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to look at other investment deals in other cities and how to analyze different cities to potentially start looking at real estate over there. I know that in in today's market, there's a lot of saturated cities with a bunch of investors, and housing prices are up the roof. And looking for like real estate deals is like looking for gold. So I want to be able to show you guys how I'm looking at deals and how I'm looking at other cities when it comes to like potential growth in those cities, and to see if it's valuable to even invest in real estate over there, especially if you're a new investor, especially if you're looking, even if you're an experienced investor, and you just want to see some other cities that are pretty up and coming, so you guys can get firsthand look of stuff like that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go and look through a little breakdown of it. We're gonna look at average home prices, average rent prices, population growth, crime rates, unemployment rates, and stuff like that, and simple math stuff that you need to be looking into, like ARVs. And I'm not necessarily going to go into much of ARVs or anything like that, but this will be really useful if you're looking for another city to start investing in, whether it's for your flip or whether it's for a rental, or maybe even for both, right? If you're flipping a house that you're wanting to rent out and then down the line sell it or refinance it and then do another deal. So so I guess that's all I got for right now. But I'm gonna switch you guys over to my screen. This is gonna be kind of lengthy, so with that being said, let's get into it. If this video is somewhat informational to you, and if you think that somebody could get any use out of it, this video is completely for free. Obviously, I'm not selling you a course, I'm not selling you anything, but and I know that I paid like hundreds of dollars already, like in almost probably a couple thousand already in courses, and trying to figure out like how to start investing. And I've been reading like tons of books. I'll link some books that I've been looking into, or I've been reading to analyze deals that have helped me right now. So with that being said, just please like, subscribe if this was useful for you. Just please share it with anyone else, and let's get into it. All right, let's get to it. The first step, open up your computer and go to your choice of web browser. And so the first thing I want to be able to do is get a list of states that I'm interested in investing in. So you're going to get something like that, right? I'm going to show you guys exactly how I got this list and how I'm creating it. Obviously, there are things I need to start filling in, like average rent prices, average price to rent ratios, crime rates, unemployment rate, and property tax. And I'm kind of doing this in a way that is kind of strategic for myself. So hopefully it helps somebody out there who just is completely unaware of what to do. So to get a list of this, I didn't type all this out. I know this is like a lot. This is just Alabama. But anyways, to get a list like this, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go on Google, and the first thing you gotta do is look up average home price sales within the last month or the last couple months. And in order to do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Zillow.com/research/data, and it kind of gives me the home values, the home value forecast, which I don't really want to go with. I have rentals over here as well, inventory, list, and sale prices, bunch of things. Rentals are pretty cool. I'm probably gonna download that. I don't even have that yet. I didn't even know they even had that. That's cool. Well, would you look at that? But anyways, I downloaded this one, right? So home values, and just click that. You're gonna download it. I already have this, so I'm gonna pull that up right now. And you're gonna get a list, something similar to when it pulls up. My screen's frozen. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. Where'd you go? Oh, there it is. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So you're gonna get a list like this, and you're probably like, yo, what is this? So all this are the average home prices starting from January of 2000. It's crazy. So you're gonna see the entire growth, whatever it is. It's pretty interesting to see, like, you know, if you can look up your own city. Let's see if I can find Panama City in here. No, that's not how you search. Sorry. This is the city I live in right now, so find all. Find next. No. Let's see. Panama. Florida. What the heck? Am I doing something wrong? Oh, that's why, because I have that highlighted. I'm so stupid. What did you look at that? Panama City. There it is. So this is my city right now. It's crazy. The average home price in 2000 was 98,124, and if you look today, which is all the way to the end, is the end, as a growth of about 257,000. So which is pretty cool. Kind of tells you that. Bay County itself, that includes Panama City Beach, Southport, and Callaway. They have a average growth, or the average home, according to April of 2022, just Bay County, like the county itself, is about 439. Which is something, you know, pretty useful to look at as well, because it's also a growing town. There's a lot of development happening here. So, but excuse my little rant. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through all of that, and I'm gonna delete everything. You could keep just the most recent month, or if you want to see the growth, just keep the last 6 months. I'm just gonna keep that. I'm just gonna keep the most recent month, because if I like the place, then I'll do some more research and I can see the growth. You know, there's no point of looking at all these numbers, and I don't know. That's just how I think about it, right? So I'm gonna keep the county name. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna delete that, and then size rank, delete. And then what I'm gonna do is I went on Bigger Pockets and I just read some forums. I just read like, what are the most landlord friendly states, and I came up with my own list, and that's how I came up with this list, right? And I came up with Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Texas. These 6 states. I'm not telling you guys to go to these 6 states and like start putting your money everywhere over here. Don't do that. I mean, obviously, do your research. This is kind of what this entire video is about, right? But these are the most current states that are considered landlord friendly, according to other investors that have, you know, property in this area. So after you come up with a list like that, obviously you can start gauging of how much of you kind of want to put in, right? In order to do that, you start playing with some numbers. You know, look up what $100,000 house would be. How much of a down payment you need. You can do FHA loans, which are 3.5%. But keep in mind that they also have PMI, which is your private mortgage insurance, and that could charge you about like $200 to $250 a month. So keep in mind that's just gonna cut into your expenses as well. A typical interest rate, the last time I looked at interest rates was like last week, and it was like 5.5%. I put 5.5. That's pretty average right now. Property taxes, every property has its own taxes, and so it's kind of just giving a rough estimate yearly. That's probably gonna be like 1,200, something like that. Private mortgage insurance, yeah, I mean, I guess $80. It really depends on which mortgage company you go with. Let's look up what PMI is. What is the typical PMI on FHA? Now, I'm not a mortgager, so I mean, that's why I have to look up mortgage questions sometimes too. It's okay, I'm not the smartest guy around. Kind of stupid actually, but so for somewhere between $30 and $70 per month for each $100,000 you borrow for a home purchase. So I mean, let's just call it 70. I like to overestimate, or get to the highest point, and if it's anything less, that's great, but always use higher numbers, and if it comes out better, then fantastic. So we're gonna do 70, and monthly. I would recommend going to a homeowners association for your investment deals. That's just more cuts out of you. And so yeah, so your total monthly payment on a $100,000 house is going to be $822. Cool. Next thing I would do is just keep playing around with that number. Like, look at how much of a down payment you need. 3.5 is 3,500 plus. I would say add another like 3% on for closing cost. So I have actually a investment property analysis tool where I can just input data like that, and let's say $100,000 with a 3.5%, it's about $3,500, right? Mortgage is going to be $96,500 at a closing cost of about 3% of the purchase price of the property, or which is going to be like $3,000. Closing costs can range from 2 to 5%. So keep in mind on that. I just picked 3 because it's right in the middle. Total capital needed that includes your down payment and your closing costs together. So that's gonna be $6,500 for a loan of 30 years, typical 5.5% interest rate. And so that would be what you're paying for just for on your on the loan, and then that's not even taking into account of taxes. That's not taking into account of of insurance as well. So keep that in mind. So that's how that came up with the 882, right? And so let's say you bought one unit. What a good rule of thumb that investors quickly analyze deals to further their investigation on the property is, does this property meet the 1% rule? Essentially what that means is, let's say if I bought $100,000 property and I should be able to rent that property out for at least $1,000. 1% of the 100,000 is 1,000. If it doesn't fall within that 1,000, it's usually 0.8 to 1% of the purchase price of the property, or the ARV, right? If you're doing a flip, ARV is after repair value. So let's say even if it is 0.8, whatever it is, it doesn't fall in the 1% rule, but for bigger deals, you can have that playroom. But for a deal like this, I wouldn't really use that playroom. I would at minimum have at least $1,000 for my rental, because you saw the mortgage on it, right? It was like $800 something. I think it was $800 something. Let's see. Yeah, it was $822. So you're walking away with like what, $178, something like that. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get all that. So gross yearly income is gonna be like $12,000 if we're basing it on the $1,000 price mark. And I'm going to show you guys how you guys could analyze if you can't charge the 1,000, because if every other property that looks similar to yours is charging $750 every single month, and you're gonna jack up your price to $1,000, the likelihood of your property being vacant is a lot higher, and you're gonna have to come down the price, and it's just gonna stay on the market for a lot longer. So you want to be able to like get that property rented out for as soon as possible. So like just think about it in like in the buyer's perspective as well. I know you're running a business, but you got to think of from the other side and make sure it makes sense for them as well. So then you got your cap rates, you got your cash on cash return, and total monthly cash flow, yearly cash flow, which is great, and so yeah, so this is taking into account to taxes and insurance and trash, all your monthly expenses, right? So you're gonna add all that up to your principal and interest, and so I think that should come up to about what? Sorry, I'm kind of blanking out right now. I'm blanking out, but what's 1250 divided by that? $1,250 divided by 12. It'd be like $104 for property tax. Again, property tax is something that it depends on each individual property, right? So you just look at it, and then that's something you should just look into. It's kind of easy to say. Even Zillow has it on. So when you look up Zillow, let's say you just look up a house. Let's just find a house real quick. I'm looking in Jacksonville right now. So price and tax history. So 2020 property taxes was about $2,770. Obviously taxes go up. This guy's taxes went up like crazy. He probably homesteaded it for a while and then sold it, and then that's how it got to that amount. So take that into account, and then divide that out by 12, and then you'll get your monthly property tax. And then insurance, it's going to be about like $1,200 to $1,500. Yeah, so, and then if you don't know how much insurance is, just also look up how much is insurance for a home. How much is home insurance in Florida, right? $201 a month. Yeah, so I'm gonna say for a house like that, for $100,000 house, you're probably not gonna be paying $200. It's probably gonna be somewhere closer to the 720, something like that. Maybe even 1,000. Let's say you had to do 1,000, so let's do $100. $100 on that. So your monthly expenses on that, so you got $250 plus that, and then that's how you get this number. So you don't want to be negative, obviously. So yeah, obviously right now, realize how bad interest is getting. So like, I think in December you could probably get like an interest rate of 3.0, and that would be your profit. And now at 5.5 at today's market value, whatever it is, yeah, it's crazy. So whoever bought a house in like last year got a fire interest rate deal, which obviously a lot of investors did, and that's how they're able to make as much as what they're making now. But this video is supposed to show you like how you guys can analyze a property so you're getting the best value. So down the line, when interest rates are low, you can get a refinance on it, and then walk away with more money. Um, so I got this one, this calculator from Rental Robert. It was like $20 online, and it was like, he just sent an email then to me, and then I just downloaded it. I have it on this computer and on my MacBook, so it's pretty easy to use, pretty intuitive, has everything I need. Anyways, let's go back to the this. Anyway, so I looked at the states that I need to start looking into, right? And I just started categorizing them. And A to Z. Yep. And so I just went down and I deleted everything else. So I deleted Arkansas, deleted the rest of the states, and I kept those 6. Anyways, and we got all that average rent price in these particular cities. Now, how do I know what cities to go into? Obviously, I don't. That's why I was showing you guys the mortgage stuff, to see exactly how much I would be willing to put into a particular property. Now, I know everybody has their own, everyone has their own financial, like, everyone can spend it, like, however much you can spend. Just base it off that. Don't kill your wallet. You gotta live too. But let's say you wanted to be in the $150,000 range. Okay, cool. So here's some cities. Here's some cities in the $150,000 range that you can start looking into. I would even start looking into like the 125 up to 250, because this is average, right? You still can find fire deals. So these are the cities that I would be looking into, right? This is in Alabama. I'd probably do it in Florida because it's closer to me. So is Alabama and Georgia, but I want to be in Florida. Florida is always popping too. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna think to myself, I'm like, okay, so what are some? I'm just gonna look at the map. All right, Florida. I'm gonna look at the Florida map real quick, and I'm just gonna look at some poppin' areas in Florida. So Orlando's pretty popular, Tampa's pretty popular, Jacksonville's pretty popular, Tallahassee's pretty popular, and Miami is. And I know Panama City is too, because I live here, and also Destin is. So I can't invest. Let's say I can't invest in Panama City because Panama City is too, like, the market's too, too saturated. Okay, cool. What are some cities around Panama City that you think people would want to go to? Probably, I would look into Fountain, Greenhead, Mexico Beach. I'll look at all these other cities surrounding it. If I can mark it, I would definitely mark it. But I would look at these cities surrounding it. And Hitchka, I'm probably not even saying it right, but I'm going to go to Hitchka. This is the wrong one. I'm going to delete this one. Don't save, because I already have that. And I'm just going to find Hitchka. So the average price in Hitchka is $131,385. Hey, pretty solid, right? And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look up the average rent values over there. Where'd it go? There it is. I'm gonna highlight this actually so I don't lose it. Average rent value. So I looked up this thing called realty.mole.com. I also have access to the MLS where I can see it, so I'm just trying to find things that you guys would also have access to, and you don't have to be an agent to use. So this is something I would use. and I won't be able to. I won't be able to look up every single rental analysis on the MLS because I only have access to Florida's, right? So, reality mall rent meter, I guess. I would also use Rentometer, but Rentometer charges you, so yeah. I've heard really good things about them, but I haven't personally used them. I'm just not trying to pay that. And let's look up a house in Weewa Hitchcock. Weewa Hitchcock, Florida. And alright, so average value for a house. I think I was move this to my other screen real quick, so I don't have to keep looking over. What was it? 131, 385. 131, 385. Nope. What is this? This doesn't look too bad. The floor needs to be gone. Oh, it's not. Did it look like a mobile home? Didn't look mobile. When was it built? 1986. Dang, why does it look so old? Oh, whatever, man. Okay, so according to the 1% rule, I should be able to rent this for about 1,300, or about 1,400 really, right? Now the likelihood of me being able to rent that for 1,400, not too high, but let's see what I can do with that. Let's see what it should rent out for, right? Why am I highlighting the price? No, I'm not gonna try to spell it because I don't know how to spell that shit. Florida. What was it? 3221 1584. 21. There's a single family. 1584. Let's search that. 976 to 1926. Okay, cool. Now this is in Port St. Joe. That doesn't count. Dang. I guess they don't have much rentals in Weewa Hitchcock. See, this is why I do this. Then I probably won't go into this place like that if I can't find anything. Now let's see if Zillow can tell me anything about it. Let's see if Zillow has any rentals over there. There's an apartment for rent. This is in Port St. Joe. Nope. No matches. So that kind of tells me, okay, well, I'm not going to look at Weewa Hitchcock, right? So I'm going to delete that. I need to close my tabs. I know I need to be more organized with that stuff, so sorry. There's that. There's... Move this over. And I'm going to delete that because I don't want to go over there. There's not much value over there, right? So I'm just going to keep going through all of that, and eventually I'm going to find a place. So let me find a place that would work, and I'll get back to it. Alright, so I'm looking in Jacksonville right now. I used to live over there, so I was like, alright, let me just look over there. It's a pretty good place to start. So I found this house. It's a duplex, and They have it listed for 125,000. Obviously, I can't see any other pictures, but it's 2 units. That's about 1749 square feet, close to 1800. So it kind of gives me like, okay, you have about like close to 800 to 900 square feet per unit, and it's going to be a 2-1 each one of those units, right? So I looked around and I looked at some units over there in that area. So this is actually about, this is Fairfield, this is Phoenix, this is Long Branch, Talleyrand. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to look within the Fairfield, maybe lower Long Branch area. If there's anything really, really close to Phoenix Avenue, then I'm going to look at Phoenix or Edwards Park or whatever. But if there isn't, then, you know, I got to play with that. So obviously there's things in this area, right? So there's this one that's about 1,085 square feet, is a 3-1-3-1-4-2. What is this? This is a house. This is a full-on house, and it's pretty nice house. What is this? A 3-1, 1,200 square feet, and so that wouldn't really count. I'm literally looking for houses that are pretty comparable to this one. This one kind of, it's just smaller square footage, and and the one I'm looking at has one less bedroom. This one right here is a 3-2, 984 square feet. But I'm also thinking in terms of, I mean, I just looked at just the picture, right? Just this front picture, and I can already tell that when you look at it, well, maybe this pitch doesn't look right. There's that big tree that's probably like throwing stuff onto the roof. So, and Florida is really known for hurricanes. It's kind of bad to have a tree like that. I mean, we went through Hurricane Michael here, and a lot of houses got destroyed because of trees falling on houses. And so that's something I probably would think about removing. Just fixing up the driveway, whatever it is. But so they're listing at 125, and in order for it to fall on the 1% rule, it needs to be rented out for at least $1,000 a unit, right? So this one is 125 for 2 units. Obviously they're asking for cash. Cash is, once you find a deal, a duplex 3-bedroom, 1 bath on the front, and 1 bedroom and 1 bath on the rear. Okay. And investor's home for fixer-upper. Okay. Well, honestly, this is something you'd have to walk into to see the layout, but I'm guessing you guys could add another bedroom into the rear and fix up the other bedroom, whatever, or bathroom. Just really think about how you guys can add value to this property or to a property, to try to increase the rent. And so let's say the average rent is like 1.1, so it's about 1,000 to 1,100 to 12. Actually, 1,000 to $1,200 per unit. Okay, that's fair. This is a 4-2. This is a 3-2. This one's a 3-1. So this one would just be for the front end on this one, right? So yeah, about $1,000, right? And let's say it needs about $50,000 of repair. So you're in at 175, I believe. My math's correct. I'm almost positive on that. Give me 1 second. Plus 50. Yeah, 175. Yeah, 175K. So both of those units should be able to be rented out for about let's say the front end rents out for purchase price. I'm gonna actually use 175 of it because 3.5%. I'm gonna actually use 20% because I don't want to live in the place and I want to bring my money back fast. So that's $35,000 down. Mortgage is going to be about 140, 3%. It's pretty typical. So you need about 4250 if you're going through a loan. Now obviously they ask for cash value, but there's also deals like that where you can also finance it. So that's why I'm also using this one. Just like something quick I can find. God dang, people with their loud trucks. And so we got the front end unit renting out for $1,000 and the back end renting out for about, I think like, let's say $850, right? And we're in at 175. It meets the 1% rule. Great. The 50% rule, I know it, but I don't really use it. I'll talk more about it later. I honestly, I know it, but I don't use it enough for me to explain it, if that makes sense. So I should probably learn more about it. And so, yeah, anyways, continuing on, total cash flow monthly is going to be $372, doing all the other stuff. I didn't even think about taxes or insurance yet. You see, you guys are catching me. $483. What? Crazy. No way. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say $500. All right, fine. Screw it. That's wild. $500. Nah, 500 divided by 12. Which I don't know if they even did that right. $41. I'll say $42. They actually might be right. I mean, another way to confirm it is just go on the property appraisal site for, in this case, Duval County, and just look up that address and double check it. Which you just do like that. Hold up, I'll show you. Duval County property appraiser site. Property tax search. Oh, thanks. Okay. Welcome. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, this is only staff. Great. So here I am, street name. We're gonna look up that. Copy. Paste. I hate this. It's so every property appraiser site is so different, so it's kind of a learning curve with each one. East. One 25. 11th. City. Not required. What is the zip code? This one? Great. We're gonna put it in there. And we're gonna search and see. Oh, because I have a space right there. Okay, great. And then dope. Okay, so that's a duplex. Exterior walls, bam. Okay. Well, last year taxes 120.23. That's crazy. This is assessed value is 6,863. Now obviously, before I even do any of that, I gotta run some comps on it. I gotta run the actual value of the home's comps based on to compare based on the houses around it and see how much they sold for. That's what an agent's job is supposed to do. So if you're buying this from another agent, just has to see the comps and they'll be able to tell you about that. So, and they should also be able to tell you about the rental around that area. I personally use the MLS to tell me all this stuff. I'm just using Zillow and what is it? Reality Mall? Yeah, Reality Mall to tell me like the rentals. But I can literally look up my MLS in my town right now, right? I can just look that up, and let's say I have all rentals right here, right? And I can look up rented, and I can see exactly which I could pick the dates of the rented. So that was from June 12th of 2021 to June 12th, 2032. You know, the most recent. I mean, not the most recent, but you know, towards the future. Because you know, somehow we can tell that, right? I'm just joking. But anyways, and that gives me a list of all the houses that are rented out, up to Chipley, whatever it is. But anyways, so let's say I'm looking in Lynn Haven, and I'm looking at a house that is 3.2. I can just, you know, fill in all this in, and it'll tell me. But I'm just trying to show you guys a way that you guys can analyze it and to double check everything. But also find you guys an agent that can help you decide all this stuff. All right, so I'm back. So another thing that I failed to mention is I think I did mention this actually. So let's say you're looking. Always pull up a map, look at some popular areas, look at what you know what's surrounding it, so on and so forth. Like Kisame, if you're looking in the Orlando area, so on and so forth. And you remember that that other thing that we got from Zillow /research/data, the rentals. Well, essentially, this is what's going to show you, right? Where is it? This one? No, it's not this one. It's this one. Anyways, this list is all the major cities in the United States, and the rental information, right? So what you can do is you can refine the search, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for Jacksonville in this one, because Jacksonville is actually a popular city. Jackson Viller. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to go all the way back there, you know, because so the average rent in Jacksonville is $1,778. Not bad, right? And where's Jacksonville over here? Let's look up Jacksonville again. We're not looking at that. What was it? 1778? 1778 is your average rent, right? So we're going to take our math. What you're going to do is you're actually going to take your calculator and you're going to multiply. Let's clear that out. You're going to multiply 1778 times 12. And what does that get you? 2,136, right? What you're going to do then is you're going to put that number, 2,100, and what was it, 86? No, 336. Cool. 336. And you're just going to put that in, and you're going to take an equal sign and take column F, in this circumstance, the average price of homes, and you're going to divide that with that. No, you're going to divide that with that. Press equal. That's 13.89, right? Now I'm going to put this 21,336 right here, so we don't lose that. And let's say if we were to fall in the 1% rule, right? In order to calculate that, what you do is what's 1% of 2000, I'm gonna say 2,900 stat times 1% of that. That should equal that, right? And then multiply that number times 12. That is the 1% rule. That's what the 1% rule that it should be, right? So 35,640. Now that's an 8.32. Now typically that's, perfect situations. And in this market, houses are going up. So a 13, whatever it was, that's pretty fair. That's pretty interesting to look at. If it's like 30 or 60, I'd just walk away. Don't even bother. The prices of those houses are crazy, and the rents are not making up for it. At that point, you're not walking away with that much profit. You'll see that a lot in like San Francisco and like places like that. They're, houses are just really expensive. And if you need any clarification on any of that, see, San Francisco's median home value is 1.2 million. Average rent 23. Price of rent is 51.79. So that kind of says like the less the price to rent ratio it is, the better. I would say stay kind of less than 15. That's just kind of my go-to. Or yeah, I'll stay less than 15. If you want, I would go 20, but 15 is very see, I can easily find that, right? And Jacksonville's popping off right now, and it's at 13.89. So there's definitely like cities out there. So the next thing we're going to look at is population growth. That is something that you can, let's say I'm looking at Jacksonville population growth. That's something you just look up on Google. I'm trying to forecast the potential growth in Jacksonville. And obviously growth rate of 1.35%, 1.53%, 1.8. So it's been pretty average year round. So it keeps going up. Jacksonville is actually the most populated city in Florida right now. It's like according to data, it's like 800 and something thousand. I think 888,000, close to a million. And then I talked to my brother-in-law. He was like, no, it's actually oh look, would you look at that? It's a million. Oops. Yeah, so 1.31%. Crazy. It's the biggest city in America too, like by land. So there's so much potential over there. So if you're interested, definitely look into Jacksonville. It's pretty cool. Or look at surrounding cities in Jacksonville, because if Jacksonville's popping up, look at St. Augustine, look at Orange Park, look at Baldwin or Callahan or Yulee. Look at all these other. Ponte Vedra, it's kind of expensive already. It's kind of like higher end. But yeah, just look at these surrounding cities. If you can't get into Jacksonville, but typically you can kind of stay over on this side, just from like, you really just have to look at like the home prices on this side and the home prices on this side, and you can kind of just tell like, okay, this side is a lot cheaper and the rents are going to be cheaper as compared to this side. That's just something that you just kind of have to just take time and just figure it out. Because like, look at this. See, like the average home over here, look, there's a home over here for $390, and look at these homes over here. 135, 75, 72. You're not going to see like a $72,000 house over here on this side. Like, that's not going to happen. Over here on this side, yeah, you will. You pick your tomatoes or potatoes or whatever they say. And you kind of just do that with the crime rate too. You just look up, okay, so you found the price to rent ratio, everything looks okay. And look at population growth, steadily populating. Crime rate, obviously in a bigger city, the crime rate's going to be a little bit higher. But look at what types of crime there are. Are there burglaries, burglar burglaries, burglaries, or are they violent crimes, or are they unviolent crimes? Or non-violent crimes, vandalisms, X, Y, and Z, and look at such in this circumstance. If it's such a big city like that, you can actually look up on their association page, right? Whatever, Duval County Real Estate Association. I don't even know what county that is. Nefar. Cool. And just look at market statistics over there, right? And so you're looking at stuff like that. This is kind of telling you more or less of like the median sales and everything like that. But what you could also do is try to find, I think you can also find the crime rate over here as well. I know mine you can, but let me figure this out again. Or you can just look up crime rate. Or if you find an area, just look up, like, in this case, let's just look at this one. I don't know. I'm just picking up a random one. West 28th Street's crime rate, Jacksonville, Florida. Crime rate. Crime rate mapping, Jacksonville. Okay, great. What is this gonna pull up? That's cool. This looks like vandalism. This is assault. These are disturbing peace, larceny, burglary, drugs and alcohol, assault. Look at what area. Thing. That's a lot of crime going on. That's a lot of bad people. But yeah, just kind of look at like the general statistics of that area of where you're trying to be at, and because you never can really expect anything, or expect the worst. But I forgot the saying. I'm sorry, it's late. Even if it wasn't late, I still wouldn't remember the saying. But yeah, so we're in Moncrief Park. There it is. Where's Moncrief? Moncrief. Yeah, it's up here somewhere. Where are you at, Moncrief? Oh, there you are. There's Moncrief Road. Okay, US Highway 91, Moncrief Road, Moncrief Park, right there. Okay, great. I'm kind of in the area. Oh, look, there's not much going on over here. That's cool. It looks pretty okay. There's a violent crime right there, and there's an assault right there. But area doesn't look too bad. Arson. Yeah, so like this area doesn't look too bad right here. So, and then you just look up the crime rates over there, right? And then you can get an exact number through Google. Just do your research, whatever. Violent crimes in Jacksonville is 68.4, property crimes 76.7, US average is 35.54. Yes, the crime rate in Jacksonville is kind of crazy. That's also kind of what it's known for. So keep in mind, not every place is perfect. I don't think you will ever find a perfect place. And then the next thing you would want to do is find the unemployment rate. Just Google it, and then you'll figure that out. And just property taxes. We're gonna go and look up Duval County property tax. 0.94. Not bad. Not bad at all. $11. Okay, yeah. Not bad, you know. I've seen worse. I'm calling so if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. West. What? Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna also just input that over there. We're gonna put 0.94%, and I have so many tabs open. I need to clear out my tabs. 0.94. But yeah, so that's kind of how you would generally find a city to start investing in, and then thoroughly, like, you know, once you find a couple homes that, you know, you can quickly analyze, just use the 1% rule. Anything that falls in the 0.8 to 1%, look more into. If it doesn't get close to it, kind of disregard it. If it's a multifamily, definitely something to look more into. Double the profit. And other than that, I think that's all I got for right now. So if you guys have any other questions, or if you guys know of a better way to go about this, I know this is a lot to look at, but you know, you got to do your homework on, you know, like this is a lump sum to be putting into a particular city, right? So you got to be able to become very familiar with the general consensus of that city. So I hope that helped. If you guys have any other questions, or if you guys have any other suggestions that I should be looking into, please comment down below. And I will see you guys later.